Tell me the wildest way you have ever been fat shamed. I'll go.
Okay, so this is not the wildest way, but this is the most recent way. So, in my family, we are all large and lovely. And with that runs the curse of diabetes. And I have recently become diabetic. So, I went to a diabetic specialist, endocrinologist, and she specializes in diabetes and thyroid issues. So, I go into the lobby, and all the chairs are large. I fit very comfortably in all the chairs. And one of the chairs was actually like two people chairs, but one person. I was like, wow, this is really inclusive. So I walked in thinking, awesome. I go into the receptionist and I check in and she's like, hi, blah, 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 blah. The nurse comes and calls my name and I go to the back. And she goes, are you here for diabetes or thyroid? And I'm like, I'm definitely here for diabetes, but check my thyroid too. That's fine. She says, can you stand on the scale? So the scale, I literally have a lot of room for the scale. Like I could put my arms out and still fit in the scale. Like it was the biggest scale I've ever seen. I mean, not like a farm scale, but like the biggest human scale I've ever seen. So I'm like, well, this is impressive. So I stand on the scale and it reads 100 and something. And I'm like, ooh, I think this is wrong. And she goes, excuse me? And I said, I think this is wrong. I haven't weighed like 100 pounds since middle school. And she goes, oh, sweetheart, this isn't pounds. This is kilograms. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so she hits the button and goes, this is pounds. And I said, oh, that's so much better. It was like 300 something. And she looked at me and goes, better? Bitch, are you serious? I didn't say that. I was like, I didn't Yelp them. I didn't blast them. But when the doctor was talking to me, which by the way, I really loved the doctor. At the end of the session, she's like, I'm not loving how your not anxiety. She's like, I'm not loving how your blood pressure was today. It was my first time meeting her, and she got all my records from my previous thing. She's like, your blood pressure's not usually this high. And I go, to be honest with you, I had a little bit of anxiety coming in here because I was fat shamed by your nurse. And I'm not totally sensitive, but I am very perceptive. And she made me feel some type of way. And culture is usually systemic, and I figured it came from the top. If she's going to fat shame me, you were going to fat shame